And today we're looking at the Buffalo sleep system, a two-part sleeping bag. And in the States you'll have the military modular sleep system. Here in Britain we have the Buffalo, and it's primarily used to be used by mountain rescue for hypothermic casualties. And I am going to let you into why I think this is going to make an ideal prepper's sleeping bag above any other. Of course, it's subjective to your opinion. And on the website it says you need to conjoin the wearables with the bag system to get down to the lower temperatures, and I've tried it and I can well believe it works. The outer kind of sleeping bag size. Now the compression spider here on the top is separate to the actual stuff sack here, so an element you're going to lose if you're not careful. Let's dive in and see the inner. Another sleeping bag size stuff sack. So this is the Buffalo system. I've been in it, all kind of temperatures. Last night it was 3 degrees Celsius, that's cold enough for me. Now with the aid of the wearables, which is in the bottom of my Bergen, I was too hot, far too hot. The jacket and the pants section, which I say to wear in the winter inside bags, so it's what I'm doing. Again, I haven't compressed them into the stuff sacks just because everything packs a lot better loose filled for me. So I'm going to connect these two parts together. Let's start with the inner bag. Once these are connected, you're not going to get these back into the little stuff sacks. So this is the Buffalo with the branded label, so that's showing it's genuine. Hood with thick pile fleece as the insulation, but look here, I'm going to open it up and it's all thick pile fleece. If you haven't seen the Buffalo system before, let's see if I can get a close-up of this. It is very, very thick, said to be good for 2 or 3 seasons of the UK weather system. On the shoulders and the feet are these loop attachments here, which we'll see later when we connect it to the outer. And it's kind of similar to a Sherpa fleece. Has the spider compression, which is separate component to the actual stuff bag itself. Why they've separated that I don't know. Most I've seen have the spider sewn onto the actual stuff sack itself. Take the stuff sack off, put that to one side. This is the outer bag, again has the Buffalo brand, a hooded sleeping bag, and the hood is fantastic. If you've never seen the Buffalo, you've not seen a hood like this. Again, it's identical to the inner bag. It has the thick pile lining, which is going to be paramount to why I think this is going to be an ideal prepper's bag system. Now I'm going to place the inner hood into the outer hood and zip all the elements together. Give it a shake down. The outer, like I said, is the Pertex. So this is similar to your bivvy. It should be wind resistant up to 50 miles an hour. Splash proof, not waterproof. So with me, I'm going to have a basher up above and use this as my whole system. This is the great thing about the hood. It has a face shield which stands off your face, so I can totally enclose my face. Double zip to make a snorkel breather hole here, or completely zip up my face. It's a tight fit. It's measured 3 sizes: small, medium, large. Check the website out if you're going to buy one, and make sure you know your measurements in centimetres in height. I'm 173, this is a 175 bag, so it's going to be a tight fit, and the tighter you can get these buffaloes, the better they work. Now I have brought with me boot covers, which are my sandbags, just in case I want to sleep with my boots on. I think that would be uncomfortable. So, position myself in. I'm going to start with the inner and just get a bit of this up. The outer, again, just get it up to sitting level. Zip up the outer, zip up the inner. 2 layers of that thick pile. And I can zip up the whole face and open up to make the snorkel there. Then it's just a case of doing up the outer and the inner. Now as for the weight and it being heavy, you got 2 bags, so let's give you the weights individually. The inner, said to be 2 season, 1100 grams or thereabouts. Again, I'll put the exact weight in the caption. And the outer is around 1600 grams, so I'll put that in the caption, the exact weight of that. Buffalo say to wear your sleep suit to make it British 4 seasons. So there's a top section and a pants section, which I'm not going to put on for demonstration, but you get the gist. And I can zip this up. Don't need a hat because I've got double hoods, and this, when I put it on, boy, too hot, too hot. I could not get into the bag and stay in it for more than half an hour, and with this on I had to undo zips both on this and the 2 bags and vent right down. Now this bag system will wick your moisture. If you're sweating this, it comes to the outer and evaporates, even if that air is cold and below freezing. So that moisture and sweat is not going to turn to ice, it will evaporate. You should be able to feed it directly into a burger, and this is only 50 litres, by the way. And it's in, and it's filled the entire 50 litres. But watch this. I'm going feet first. Shovel it in. Now if I find a gap where I can feel here, I can shove some bag into it all the way around. That'll do for now. So the system rolled came right up to the top of the 50 litres, stuffed in and poking the sleeping bag into every little spare gap available. Really has condensed this like you won't believe. So there is the full length of the 50, how we saw it before. Now watch. There. A big difference there, look. Flat, leftover space. About 9 inches worth of leftover space. Not a requirement for me to put the British bivvy into it either, because the outer is meant to be windproof. When I priced up the outer, it was £171, but I didn't need the large like was for sale. I needed the medium to fit 173 centimetres, and that came in at 202. The inner 99 quid in the medium, making a total of £301. If I was to save up for that, would I? £10 a week, say, for 30 weeks. About half a year, just over it, isn't it? Would I save up for it? Yeah, would. Really would. It's been used by British Mountain Rescue for hypothermic casualties. It will keep you insulated and warm even if the bag itself has seen water and is soaking wet. The actual pile itself will retain most of its insulating value, so you can still zip up if the bag is wet, which is why the mountain rescue people love it so much. You can put your casualty straight in. If you've got wet clothing, take your wet clothing off. You can get into a wet bag, you'll still be warm. But what I will do is use this system for bivvy camping. It's a lot lighter than the 𝑀WS sleep system. I think it carries a lot better. As you can see, it all goes into 50-litre cadet with 9 inches of space left over, where I've put my roll pad. I've been Bex, this has been channel 𝑧𝒂𝒃𝒊𝒐 𝑬𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒆𝒅. This has been the Buffalo system from the UK.